Hi everyone, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library. Welcome to February's Bake-A-Tale. So Bake-A-Tale is a program where we talk about a recipe and some crafts that are sort of connected to it and some books that are sort of fitting with the theme of the recipe. And for each month we have a take-home kit available at the library that you can come in, and it'll have the recipe, it'll have the materials to make the craft, and it'll have pictures of the books, so you can come to the library and check these books out, and maybe when you're baking your recipe you can read the books while you're waiting for your treat to bake. If you can't come to the library, you could always email at kids@adamslib.org, and I'd be happy to send you the recipe and the information about the crafts that way. But for February, since Valentine's Day is almost here, I did sugar cookies that are shaped like hearts. And the stories are about love, but not necessarily in a Valentine's way, just sort of in a year-round way, because I think that, hearts can be used for decorations all year long, and it's always a good thing to spread love. So the crafts this month are also based on crafts. These are bookmarks that you can use, and it makes a nice gift if you wanted to give somebody a heart bookmark for their book. There's also this heart garland that you can use as a decoration, and a picture of little bird delivering some love. And the books for this week, as I said, they're about love, but it's more kind of like friend love or community love. This first one is called All of Us by Karen Berger. This book is called I Am Love, A Book of Compassion, which was written by Susan Verde and illustrated by Peter H. Reynolds. And this one is called Just in Case You Want to Fly, and it was written by Julie Fogliano and illustrated by Christian Robinson. And in this book, All of Us, the theme of this one is kind of that, together we're stronger than apart. We can do things as a community, and sometimes you just need to reach out to a friend and, have somebody help you out a little bit. It says, when your heart is heavy and your step is unsure, it says, just a second, it says, know that I am here, steady as a stone, and we are stronger together than we are alone. So I think that's a good story for Valentine's Day or any time. And this one, I Am Loved, also kind of the same theme. It says, when I see someone going through a storm of hurt and unfairness, of anger and sadness, when the sun disappears and the sky goes dark, I think to myself, what can I do to help? So if there's somebody in a storm, maybe you can share an umbrella. And I like this book because it talks about, ways to be kind, but it also has some yoga poses in it. And so, if you yourself are feeling that you need to just slow down and relax a little bit, this book will help. You have to take care of love yourself and love somebody else. And this last book, it's got all kinds of good ideas for something you could do for somebody you love. It says, just in case you want to fly, here's some wind, here's the sky. Here's a feather, here's up high, here's a wing from a butterfly. Here's a cherry, if you need a snack. And if you get itchy, here's a scratch on the back. So, you never know what you can do to help a friend out, but this book might give you some ideas. And let me tell you a little bit more about, now that we've talked about the books, let me tell you a little bit more about the recipe and the crafts. The recipe this month is called Mr. Cookie Baker's Sugar Cookies, And it's taken by the book Mr. Cookie Baker, which was written and illustrated by Monica Wellington. And I made them into hearts. But if you, as I said, if you don't have a heart cookie cutter, you could just make them round. You could do whatever. If you have a heart, you can make heart cookie cutter. You can make them hearts of different sizes. This is a really pretty easy recipe. You just follow the recipe. You chill the dough for a little bit so it'll be easier to roll it out. Roll it out, use your cookie cutters, bake it, and then the part that's most exciting is then you get to decorate it. So there's a recipe for Mr. Cookie Baker's icing on this sheet too. So you can make the icing, and I put a little pink food coloring in it to make it pink, and then did, you know, different kind of sprinkles because I love sprinkles. I think those are very exciting. But if you don't have sprinkles, your cookies will taste just as good without them. But sprinkles just make them extra exciting. And so since I had heart cookies, that's why I have heart crafts too. And this first one is a Heart Garland, and it's based on a book called Now I Can Paper Craft by Tansy Wilson. So in your kit will be a template with heart shapes on it, and a little silver ring and some string that you can hang it from, some yarn rather. So you can hang this up wherever you would like, but how you do it is, if you want to do it like I did it, I took the ring and doubled the string like this, fold it in half. If you don't want to do it this way, you can make the string, you can cut it, you can do this however you would like it, but this is how I did it. So I took the part where it was folded in half, put that through the ring, and then pulled the yarn back through it, made a loop, and pulled the rest of the yarn through it. And that's how I attached it on here, just a little knot like that. And once you have that ready, you can put that aside. And there's 4 on here, so more people could be cutting at once if you would like, but you really just need 1 heart. And in your kit, there's going to be a lot of square origami paper. And if you do this carefully, you can fold the origami paper, and you should be able to fit the heart on it. And you can put several colors together if you want to do it at once. I think I did 5 pieces of origami paper folded in half, and so you can trace it on the outside, and then you can cut them all out at once if you want to. If you're like me, being a little bit lazy and want to cut out lots of hearts at one time, you should be able to do it that way. But otherwise, you can just take the paper like this and put the heart on and do them one at a time if you'd rather do it that way. So once you have some different hearts cut out, you can decide how you want the colors to go. Because there's going to be a heart on either side. So you can decide if you want to have the same color on one side or different. I did different, so I have purple on one side and blue on the other. Once you have all your hearts cut out, I had five hanging down, so I needed 10 hearts altogether. But you can decide if you want more, if you want fewer, it's okay. However you want to do it is fine. But then I would take the yarn and sort of space out your hearts before you start gluing, and then you can figure out how many you want to put on, you know, how far apart you want them to be. Once you've decided that, you can take the glue stick that will be in your kit, put glue all over one heart, and then it'd be easiest to work on a flat surface, but I'm just going to lift it up to show you. So you have glue all along here, and then you'll put it underneath the yarn, so the yarn's going to be on the glue. And just try to straighten the yarn out as much as you can so it doesn't get twisted up. And then you will take glue and put it on another heart, and then put that one on top like a sandwich with the yarn in the middle. And you know, press them together so they'll hold, and then do that with all your hearts. And then at the end you can just tie a little knot, or you know, do something else, but that's all this is. It's the different hearts just glued together. So if you wanted to hang it in a window, it would look different from the outside and the inside. If you did two different colors, you can hang it anywhere that you've got something that you can hang the little loop on. So that's the Heart Garland. The other two crafts this month, the Heart Corner Bookmark and the bird delivering a little love, both come from Red Ted Art. And in your kit you will have a lot of pieces of origami paper, but there will also be one piece of pink 8.5 by 11 paper. If you want to make a little bookmark this size, then you can use the origami paper. If you would like to make a larger one, if you want to make this larger one, you could use the pink paper. But these aren't exactly origami bookmarks. It's called kirigami because you don't use a square piece of paper, you actually use a rectangular piece of paper. And no matter what size paper you start out with, you want your rectangle to be twice as long as it is wide. So for this one, the origami paper is a 6-inch square, so it's 6 inches this way, 6 inches this way. You would just cut it in half, and then you'll have one side be 6 inches and one side be 3 inches. Well, for this piece of paper, it's 8.5 inches wide. So you would need to measure down to be half of 8.5, so it would be 4.25 inches across. So you could make several from one piece of paper if you were using this rectangular piece of paper, and you could make 2 heart bookmarks if you're starting off with the origami paper. So once you have it as a rectangle, then you will fold it in half again, and then fold it in half this way. So then you'll make a smaller rectangle. Then you will open it up again and put it so you have where the fold is at the bottom and the open parts at the top. And then you can use this little line from your fold that you folded and opened up again to fold the ends up to the top. So you will make this corner is up here because you fold it against the center line, and the same thing on this side. You fold it up like that. And so this is the bottom of your heart, the point at the bottom. So then you can take this and put a little bit of tape here, because otherwise it'll sort of flap. It'll stay better on your book if you put a little piece of tape on the inside. So you can do that. You can do that now, or you can do it at the end. The next step is to fold down these corners at the top, and that's what's going to make the rounded part of the top of your heart. So you fold each corner down a little bit, all 4 of those ones, and then you'll have a heart. And I found it was best to tape down these 2. So put a little piece of tape on all of those. That way it's not going to get caught each time when you put it into your book. So once you've done that, you know, these are pretty easy peasy. They're fun. Once you start making them, you keep going. Once you have them like this, you could leave it just plain heart, or you could always decorate it and make it extra fancy. Now for the bird picture, in the kit, there will be a piece of light blue cardstock. So this one's a little heavier than the other papers. And there will also be a piece of white paper, and that's what you can use to make the trees. So it's a little hard to see, but there's some trees on here. They're supposed to look like birch trees. So you can cut the white paper. If you cut it down these ways, then you can make the tree, and it will be the same. It'll fit your blue paper, because these two, the blue paper and the white paper, are the same sizes. So if you want your tree to go all the way from the top to bottom, you can cut it this way. And then I just took a black crayon and made some marks on it to look a little bit like tree bark. So just color it a little bit. And then you can decide whether you would like those to go on the blue paper and glue them down. And then to make the bird, you'll just need sort of a half circle, a semicircle. So you can cut that out of one of the origami papers or the pink paper, whatever you'd like. And then you can make 3 or 4 hearts. And I used this instead of a heart for the wing, but if you would like, you could make 4 hearts, and 3 of them would be the tail and 1 could be the wing. And then you could take a bigger heart, and I used the template from the Heart Garland to make the bigger heart. And I cut it out of, there'll be some origami paper with patterns on it too. So I cut some of the things out from the origami, that patterned origami paper, but you can do it however you like. You can color these things yourself. You can do it however, it's your artwork. So you'll just need the body of the bird, hearts or a different shape. If you just want to cut out a tail a different way, you can do it that way. A tail, a wing, a little beak, and then you can draw on the other things. So I drew on a little face, the feet and the legs for the bird, and a little string, so it looks like the bird is carrying this heart in her beak. But also in the kit, there will be a little container of, this is just sort of a glaze that has some glitter in it, and please be very careful with it. Do not drop it. There will be glitter everywhere, even after you clean up the paint. Yes, so put down something, cover up your surface first. Make sure you're not doing this directly on the table, but if you would like to use, and you don't have to, but if you would like to use a little bit of this glitter glue, there will also be some cotton balls. I'm not sure where the cotton ball went now, but there'll be some cotton balls in, so you can just dab the cotton ball in here and then just put the cotton ball down over the heart. I did it on the wing, a little in the background. You can decorate everything with this paper, with this glaze if you'd want. You could decorate your bookmarks, you could decorate your heart garland, so it's up to you. If you want to make it a little sparkly, you can, but you certainly don't have to. And those are the crafts for this month. So friends, thank you very much. As I said, come down and get your kit from the library if you would like. We'll have them as long as supplies last. And if you're not able to come in, you can always email at kids@adamslib.org and I'll send you the recipe that way. But thank you for joining me, and come back in March and we'll do another recipe and have some more crafts. And so have some more baking fun. Thank you very much. I'll see you later. Bye.